Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm meant to be dressed up as an elf on the shelf, lovely and innocent. Yeah, bollocks really, innit? Got a massive candy cane through my head and I love it. I just thought it'd be more fun to add my own little twist on the makeup. You guys know whenever I do something innocent and fluffy, it ends up being bloody and demonic. Woo. So yeah, if you'd like to learn how to recreate this festive bloody madness, stay tuned.
Okie dokie, so before we start, I better point it out, new backdrop. Yay! I will talk more about it in future videos, but for now let's focus on makeup because it has been a while. So the very first step is going to be blocking out both my eyebrows, quite vital to this look. So as always, I'll pop a link on the screen up there. That link will take you to a video that I did in the past to teach you guys how to block out your eyebrows, just to make this video that much shorter. So I'm going to go block them out and we'll go from there.
So there we are. Once I've blocked them out, I went over them with some Ben Nye setting powder in Super White just to really set them in and then brush off the excess. Then I can take a Kryolan TV Paint stick, this one's in 3W, and I'm going to apply that all over my face, but I'm not going to apply that to my ears or my neck because they're going to be covered later. So then, when all that's applied, I can take some more Ben Nye setting powder and a powder puff and apply that all over my face, let it sit for a couple of minutes and then brush off the excess. So for the next step, I'm going to start on the contouring. So I'm going to start on the bottom of my face and work up. So I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Flash palette. You don't really need it, you just really need the brown from this palette. So taking a super sharp angle brush, I'm going to start shading around my cheeks because I want them to be super round and super rosy looking. So the method is to apply this colour quite thickly around your cheek and then blend it upwards so the line tapers off. You want a really harsh line underneath, not blended out, because that way it looks like the larger, fattier area is on top. So the idea is that it's casting a shadow. Okay, so as you can see, I've done a half circle on the inside and it fades out to the face on the sides. So then I can take those lines at about this point here and then curve them around my nose to make my nose look a little bit more rounded on the end. And I can then blend that colour away. So just make sure when you do the nose you don't leave as harsh an edge underneath because it will start looking a little bit like a fold and we really want it to look risen. So then, taking the same brown cream, I'm going to work on the smile. So I'm just going to take the corners of the mouth and draw them going up. And as you can see, I've also gone under my lip and around the cheeks as well. So then I can take a fluffier brush and I can start blending that colour so it's not as harsh. Then, taking the red from the Flash palette, I'm going to apply a small amount of that in the middle of the cheeks and then blend it outwards. Okay, so nice rosy round cheeks. So then I'm going to work on the eyes. So for the eyes, I'm going to do something that I don't think I've done on this channel before. Generally because I'm not a fan of painting eyes over eyes, purely for the fact that it's not overly practical if you're going to wear this makeup out. But it can look super effective, and I think if I make the pupils big enough, it should hopefully work with my eyes open and closed. We shall see. So I'm going to take a Kryolan face liner pencil in black. It doesn't matter too much which makeup pencil you use, I just like using face liners just because they're easy to remove and blend. So I'm going to take my makeup pencil and start roughly tracing on the shape that I want for the eyes. So once I've got a super rough outline, I can start colouring it in and moving it around as I need to. So I'm going to take a Superstar black watercolour, and I can take that and start colouring in the pupil. So when that's all roughly coloured in, I can take a white Superstar watercolour and start colouring in the sclera of the eye. Then, taking the black Superstar watercolour again, I'm going to go around the edge of the eyes. I'm also taking a tiny bit of the white watercolour and I'm just manipulating the black watercolour whilst it's still wet and pulling it down to the middle of the eye. It just makes it look a little bit more rounder. I can then take another watercolour by Superstar, this is in Magic Blue, and I'm going to use that to colour in the iris. So I'm not going to go out too far, it's just going to go about 1 centimetre around the pupil. I'm then going to take my Kryolan face liner pencil again and draw a few lashes on this side of the eyes. I can then take the brown cream again from the Makeup Forever palette and I can start drawing on some eyebrows. Then, before I neaten up the eyebrows, I'm going to take my Kryolan face liner pencil again and I'm just going to draw on the small piece of hair that he has in the middle. I'm then going to take a Superstar brown watercolour and colour it in. Then I can take a small amount of the white Superstar watercolour and I'm just going to apply some highlights going through the hair. So now, aside from neatening a few things up, you could, in theory, be done. Obviously, I'm not going to stop here. You've seen the beginning of this video. I'm going to impale this elf with a candy cane. Yeah! So because I wanted to have a massive candy cane through the head of this makeup, I quickly went out and bought some card and some red sparkly card, and I started making this. And obviously I stopped at the top when I realised this is massive, this is too big. I always do this, so I went back to the drawing board. And I made a slightly smaller one, which I cut in two. Yay. So the idea with this is that I'm going to apply some spirit gum to the bases of these two pieces and stick them one there and one there. Yeah. And hopefully it'll look like it's going through the head. So I'm just going to go quickly stick those down and then we can work around them. Actually, just before I stick these down, I'm going to answer a quick question that I get asked whenever I apply something big to the face. What I do is, to make it extra sturdy, is I take some liquid latex on a sponge and I apply it in the area roughly where it's going to be. And I just dab that around and let that dry and do that for about 2 coats, and it makes a really nice base that you can't say sweat through, so that it just has a really nice surface for the spirit gum to adhere to. Yeah, just a nice little tip. It just makes it a little bit more strong. Okie dokie, so excuse the toplessness for now, but as you can see, once I popped these on, I went around the edges with some liquid latex just to really seal them in. There we go, a little bit more decent for the time being. So then, once that's all stuck down nice and tight, I can take some Superstar fake blood and I can start applying that around the edges of both of these pieces. I'm also going to apply the blood going away from this piece as if it's gone straight through the head. Then, taking a regular paintbrush with stiff bristles, I'm going to dip this into some water and then into the fake blood, and then I'm just going to spray it going across the face. Then, just because I want to, I'm going to take some more fake blood and I'm going to apply that to the bottom of my lip, let it trickle down as if he's been coughing blood. I mean, because I think he probably would, having this go through his face. I'm also then going to pop my Santa hat on now, just so I can see where the blood placement's going to be. So then I can just take some more fake blood and apply that around the hat area, just where the impaled area is. And I'm naked again. Woo. So I was almost going to use my festive little jacket that I've got as my actual costume, but I don't know, I think it needs to be the kind of iconic red and white starry outfit, doesn't it, for the elf on a shelf? So I'm going to take my Kryolan face liner pencil again and I'm going to start tracing on the shape of the star neck collar. Then I can take a Superstar red watercolour and I can start colouring in my entire chest and arms. Obviously you can buy Elf on a Shelf costumes, I just didn't have a costume in time because I only just come up with this idea today, so yeah, I hope that's okay. Then, taking the white watercolour by Superstar, I can colour in the star collar. I can then take the black cream from the Makeup Forever Flash palette and just apply that to the underside of the points and blend them downwards just so it looks a little bit more three-dimensional. I'm then going to take the same brush that I used for the fake blood up here and I'm going to splatter it all over this side of the collar. So yeah, nice and bloody. So then, all that's left for me to do really is neaten up a few little details, and I do believe I'm done. And there we go. That's my look, officially complete. I definitely had a lot more fun doing this makeup than I thought I would, and I'm loving the fact there's wiggles every time I talk. But yeah, so I hope you all liked my twist on an Elf on a Shelf makeup. It was a lot of fun to do. Granted, I have a lot of fun whenever I use fake blood, but there you go. As you guys know, this is my first time painting on eyes over my own natural eyes, so I'm not that great at it. I'm sure you guys can do better, but you get the general idea. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this makeup. If you liked it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful and fantastic Christmas and New Year's. Until next time, awesome possum. Bye fluffies!